Good day everyone, Leo Smithmaster here with another video in my making custom cards for Marvel Snap and my stream of Scream videos I've been doing recently. As in this video, I'll be showing you some custom Marvel Snap cards I made based on the characters from the Scream franchise, more specifically the first movie, as well as two locations which I also made to go along with the rest of the cards. First up, we have Ghostface, but just to say, there will be spoilers for Scream, and probably, or I might mention spoilers for some of its sequels, so if you want to avoid those, leave. But yes, Ghostface is a 3/5 who on reveal destroys your lowest cost card at his location, and if it successfully destroys one of your cards, a copy of Ghostface is added to your hand with -1 cost and +1 power, which means if you keep on chaining him, you can get him to a 2/6, a 1/7, and then a 0/8, etc. Ghostface works fantastically with Deadpool as he'll basically always hit him, and because he gets cheaper every turn, you'll nearly always be able to play both of them on the same turn. Next up we have Sydney Prescott, who is a 1/1, and if she would be destroyed, she instead moves to a random location with +2 power. This is because Sydney is a final girl and always refuses to die. She doesn't really fit in a destroy deck, as she wouldn't trigger Ghostface's copying ability or give Venom and Carnage extra power, but she does work in a Galactus deck, as she'd eventually end up at his location, and you can still use Carnage and Killmonger and stuff to make her more powerful. Plus she's just protected against enemy Killmongers and Lady Deathstrikes. Additionally, she is technically a move card, so would work in a hybrid move destroy deck. Basically, she fits into lots of different places, but doesn't really have a set place. Randy Meeks is next and is a 3/4 who, on reveal, basically makes it so that no cards can be destroyed until next turn, which works great if you use him in combination with Invisible Woman and Destroyer, for example, and also protects your cards from Atuma, Lady Deathstrike, and Killmonger. The reason Randy does this is because he has loads of knowledge about horror movies and knows all of the rules to survive, and if he does manage to save someone, he gets to draw a card as a reward. Other than Ghostface, Gale is the only character card who wants to be in a destroy deck, and that is because when one of your cards is destroyed, she gets +2 power, given that in the movies, she's always writing books and getting famous from tragic events, normally massacres of some kind. She is countered by Shadow King quite heavily, as is Sydney, but one way you can protect her from your own destroy cards is with our next card. Dewey Riley is a 4/5 with the ongoing ability that your 1, 2, and 3 cost cards at his location cannot be destroyed or have their power reduced, which is really useful for protecting Gale and Sydney from Shadow King, and also means you can play him in a location with Gale, and then play something like a Carnage or Venom there, which would destroy Dewey and your other cards there, but would protect any 1, 2, or 3 cost cards you'd play there before Dewey, due to how his ongoing effect would activate. Because cards like Deathlock, Carnage, and Venom always start by attempting to destroy the first card you'd played there. And like with Sydney and Randy and also Gale, he'd work in a destroyer deck or in a deck with a tumor, as he'd protect your cards from their effects. Well, Dewey was the last character card. We do have a skill card in the form of What's Your Favorite Scary Movie, which is a 3 cost card with the ability, on reveal, if your opponent played exactly one card here this turn, destroy it, which is really powerful, especially on turn 6, if you can predict where your opponent is going to play a 6 cost, but it does have some risk involved, and isn't exactly a cheap skill by the skill standards, so it is very hit or miss. You can play cards like Jean Grey, Storm, and Nebula to try and force your opponent's plays, which would make it more useful. Our first location is Woodsboro, the town of tragedy, and the player who has the most destroyed cards there has +5 power there. This is because, like with Gale writing books and getting famous from the murders, Woodsboro has things such as the annual Stabathon, which celebrates or looks back at the murders which happened there, and it is a big part of the culture of the town. Finally, we have what is one of my favourite things in all of movie history, and that is the Mocker House. And at the end of each turn, a card that was destroyed there is resurrected with +2 power, because the killer always comes back for one final scare. So that is how I'd add characters, quotes, and locations from Scream into Marvel Snap. If you've enjoyed this video, I'd recommend checking out either my Scream or my Marvel Snap playlist, which will be linked in the description, or even both of them if you want. If you're a fan of Marvel, I have loads of stuff, but I also have another channel where I'm going over how I would make an MCU. That channel, Marvel Master, should also be linked in the description, so if you want to, go check it out. I should have another video coming out next month. Thank you for watching, have a good day, and ta-ta.